Good evening, all. I'm Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday, December 9th, 2024, just after 7 p.m., just to give you an idea of the time. I normally don't give the time in these because it doesn't matter. Futures are open, but most of these markets, other than aftermarket trade, is going on. Interesting week, a big week. Maybe we should talk about the news that you're going to be getting and then take it from there. And I'll talk about my special report with you right after this, in fact. The National Federation of Independent Business will release their November Business Optimism Index, and that comes out at 5 in the morning Central Time. U.S. third quarter revised non-farm productivity. Now, this is the revised non-farm for the third quarter. So you'll see what the past data is. They're not looking for any changes there in productivity, but they are looking in labor costs not to be as strong as first reported at 1.9%. And Redbook Group will come out with the weekly retail sales. One other event, and yes, I do want to tell you, I've done a special report on the S&P for the Santa Claus rally. I explain it as best as I can. I give you the dates. I give you alternate dates that are out there as well. I show you the data going back 50 years as to what it's done, how many years right through 2023 have been. Money Watch did this actually. Winners, losers, where they're at, and then I take you into the More research report with another set. So you're going to get Season X, you're going to get the More research. This isn't about the individual chart. It's about prepping yourself and what happens from that time. And I carry you right into January, nicely into January, so you can see what the market has historically done. Obviously, historical performance is just that. It's historical performance. In no manner does it guarantee what the future will hold, but it gives you an idea what has happened. So when you look today, you're getting a break. What if I told you this is exactly what's supposed to happen right now? Overall, the market stalls to breaks into a key date. Go to the report. I will show you the date. It's not what you think it is, by the way. And it's sooner rather than later, and you'll see what the market has done. Doesn't mean it will do it again. We are looking at Tesla still staying with bids, although it gave up an awful lot. It got to 404.80. It gave back a chunk of that, almost $14 of that. So that's a heck of a break back. The gold market higher. Well, the news on Syria. The news on China. China has, after 6 months, gone back, and in the month of November, they were buying for the People's Bank. So they're buying for their reserves again. And when China moves in the market, it offers some nice support. So you've got that. The Syrian situation is a wild card, as you know. Damage was certainly done to Iran and to Russia. You can see what the skirmish that Iran has been having with Israel has done to their ability to arm and get whatever they need and help Assad. That didn't work. Russia didn't do it. Nobody ran to Assad's side. I hear that Assad is now going to live in Moscow. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm sure they'll welcome him with all the money that his family absconded with over, 50 years of rule. So why not? That's what they're after at this point. You don't think it's a free ride, do you? When we take a look at other parts, uranium's still stuck at the 30 level. Remember, it had that one bump, and I said it's probably going to be stuck for a little bit here, and that's exactly what's happening. AMC, this is terrible news, okay? This is a stock that after all these movies and these big movies that have come out, it's not getting the bump. It's $4.50. I like what Rivian is doing. Oracle reported today, so maybe we should go to that. I decided to cover Oracle. And look at how this market got up, made a new all-time high, and got creamed. So this is a reversal. You're probably going to try to fill some of these gaps right in through here. Wouldn't surprise me. You have the pattern of higher lows, higher highs on the chart, but you can pull back very easily to the 18-day average to see what's going on. And the question is, can it go further? When you look at how the company reported, big big numbers, but slightly shy. When I use the word slightly, I mean slightly shy of what the market was looking for. And when you're getting these tech stocks running like mad, and they are running like mad, let's face it, back here in August, this was $140. Today, the market hit 198, so 25% gain. If you don't keep feeding the machine, which they didn't do today, the machine bites you back. So profit taking setting in on the chart finally. You can see that you hit the upper Bollinger Band, and as I teach you over and over, boom, market gave back money. That's where the pros would be coming out of some of their trade. And this is the latest rally. So it made all the sense. You're not overbought. I am not saying I'm bearish in any manner, but lightening up, absolutely. Now, this is the time of the year where traders start their tax strategies. So you're going to see funny moves. They happen right now. Traders don't wait for the week of Christmas. So you're getting into that period right here. In XRT, we're still holding up very nicely. The trend is still up, but be careful. If this market gets itself under 82.50, you could get a break back with no problem to the 18-day average of closes. In CrowdStrike, if you'll recall last week as we were talking, I remember I didn't put out an update for you over the weekend, and this was Thursday as the market was coming up. I said maybe we'll get to the upper Bollinger Band, but I still think the market's going to pull back here over time and try to play at that 18-day average and consolidate things. You just missed hitting it. You missed it by $1.50 hitting that band, and look what happened today, right back to where I was talking. That's the kind of action I'm expecting, but I am bullish. Momentum has turned down. It's not the place to be yet, but long term, I like the chart. Rivian, from what we started covering just recently, look at how it broke out. Were we not talking here that $10 to $11 is probably going to be the bottom area? Now, it's overbought, chasing it up here after that move. It's made a 40% move. I'd be very careful, okay? I'm not saying long-term it's not going higher. Why did KWeb do this? Because China, when's their meeting? I keep prepping you that they're going to have their major meeting. It's Wednesday. So on Wednesday, they meet behind closed doors. They've already let out some secrets that they're going to loosen monetary policy. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the word loosening means. They've got to define it. We'll find out if they do anything with infrastructure spending, property markets. What are they going to do? Because what they've done so far hasn't done the job. What they also did today, and one of the things that got hurt, was NVIDIA. They stepped in and under NVIDIA, when they allowed NVIDIA to buy a company, an Israeli company, and it was all part of a deal that they worked out, they had to continue selling chips to China. Well, NVIDIA is selling certain chips, but not all the chips that they can, and that's because the U.S., where they're based, won't allow it. But China's using that and saying, well, then we're going to look at anti-monopoly laws, and we may not allow you to do any business at all in China. And 15% of their business is there. So you've got to pay attention to this. Toll Brothers still under trouble, but if it can get through Friday's high and close higher, I think you probably have then said you can make a bottom in this and get another rally that carries the market from there. When I look at XHB, I don't have the same pattern here. I see the pattern on the chart is one of holding the 18-day average, but it could have more thrust in Toll Brothers than this. XLF, the financial sector, slipping. Now, we have CPI this week. We got PPI this week. It makes sense. You back off, traders booking some money here, stepping back. They'll take a fresh look. How strong or weak are those two numbers going to be, and where are they going to carry the market? Same thing in the industrial sector. You want to see what these numbers are going to look like. So you got to pick your shots now very carefully for what you want to do. On the energy sector, I'm not bullish here. You've come down into the major support where I think the short covering is right now. You're down to the 200 to 100-day average, and that to me is where the pros are going to cover shorts. But watching Saudi Aramco today have to lower prices back to, I think they went back 3 years, to a load that they hadn't done since January, I think it was 2021, to Asian buyers in order to capture market share again. So now we're seeing aggressiveness to go back and get market share. Argentina, of all things, is almost up to 700,000 barrels a day in production. I couldn't believe what I read there. They have copied the U.S. fracking model. And they're going to go past Colombia. Colombia is the third largest in that region. And what has happened there is Colombia believes in the green emissions, and they aren't allowing more production to occur. And Argentina, which was on the verge of bankruptcy and for all real purposes is, and it's coming out of it with great plans by this. Well, they're opening their soy market, they're opening up their oil markets, they're getting things done. So congratulate them. When we look at the gold market, lower low, higher high, again, the China effect today. But look, you opened up strong. The market got as high as 247.11, but it closed near the lows of the day. So as good as it was, as you approach the upper Bollinger Band, that number was 249.50. You didn't hit it. You missed it by $2. The market started getting sold off. Silver stronger than gold. The industrial metals will be, if China does what the market expects, this and the copper market should come alive. They are at resistance points. Now China's got to prove what they're going to do, and you're not going to know that until Friday at the earliest, maybe over the weekend when they start telling us things. Little words do come out that they want to control, and they're saying they're going to do things, so we'll see. BND, TLT, just be careful with CPI and PPI coming out now. In the dollar, we had come down. We're fighting a battle at the 18-day average of closes. So again, if you're interested, and I hope you are, my special report on the S&P, the Santa Claus rally, not only explained, but explained in great detail. Who discovered it, the year that it was done, how did he go back and do it? How many years data do we have? The Season X, the more research charts, all for seasonality. So if you're interested in seasonality, which does not guarantee the future, it shows you what the past has done. This could be the report for you. Go to our website, iraepstein.com, or give yourself, move your cursor up to the top there, give it a click. The report's only up for 3 days. Then it's gone. I hope this one is as good as the last one I gave you when we were talking for the mid-November trading bottom in the stock indices. And boy, that one worked. Doesn't mean this one will. You have yourself a great evening.